welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be part 2 of my bookshelf tour series. If you guys haven't seen part 1, I'm going to link it down below, so make sure you check that out. In part 1, I went through my paranormal, fantasy, sci-fi, and dystopian books, which are on my first shelf. And this episode, I guess, I don't know if you're going to call it episode, but this section is going to be all on my contemporary-ish books. Some of them may not be contemporary. Like, for example, the bottom shelf is a lot of my children's books and a lot of random stuff that I just had to shove somewhere. That's what she said. Anyways, yes, I'm just going to jump right into this, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so here is an overview of the first shelf on this bookshelf. Ta-da! Pretty neat, huh? Alright, so let's just get right into it. First of all, I have a little like stress sandal ball. I don't know, it's not even a ball. Anyways, and then on top here I have another copy of Specials by Scott Westerfeld. And then also on top I have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, which I have not read yet, but really need to. First book on this shelf is Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. And now I know I said this shelf was contemporary, but this book is not contemporary. It's kind of like mystery-ish. I don't know how exactly to describe it, but all I know is that this book was amazing. It's an adult book. It's not young adult like most of my books, but it's amazing, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't read it already. Then I have 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, which is another book that I really enjoyed. This one's coming out into a movie soon. The main character is being played, I think, by Selena Gomez, so that's pretty cool. This is definitely another one I recommend. It's more of a darker contemporary book. Then I have Heist Society by Ali Carter. I haven't read this one yet, but I've heard such good things about it. Definitely a book that's different than what I usually read, so I'm looking forward to that one. Next, I have Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, as well as Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. First of all, I read Anna and the French Kiss, and it's amazing. You should definitely read it, and I haven't gotten to Lola and the Boy Next Door yet, but I really should do that. Stephanie Perkins has a third book coming out. Then I have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, which is an amazing, phenomenal, emotional roller coaster of a book. If you have not read this one, please read it. It's, it's got a sensitive subject of, children or teens with cancer and things like that, but it's definitely worth a read. Next up, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, which is my favorite book of 2013 so far. Amazing, so good. Next, I have Shutout by Cody Keplinger. I have not read this one yet, but I really enjoyed the way Cody Keplinger writes, so I'd like to read this one soon. And then I also have The Duff, which is by Cody Keplinger. Loved this book. Oh, it was so good. Like, I couldn't put it down. You should definitely read this if you haven't already. Then I read Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick. As you can see, I have the movie cover because it's, I think, much nicer than the actual cover, which rarely happens. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot different. It's not a young adult book. It deals with mental health, which is something that interests me a lot. It's my education and like mental health and stuff like that. Yeah, this is really good and I definitely recommend it. Then I have Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, which was recommended to me by Heather from Bookables because she loves this book. So I just bought this one and I'm super excited to read it. It looks so cute. Can't wait. Then I have Such a Rush by Jennifer Elcoles, which is another one that I have not read yet, but I love this cover. It's so pretty. Then another new one that I just got, which is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. I know a couple of people have read this already and said that they definitely enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to it. Anyways, this is the same author who wrote Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. Maybe I'll put them next to each other so they can be friends. Then I bought, just recently, Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I've wanted this book for so long just because the cover is so fantastic and the concept of the book is so interesting and different. So I haven't read it yet, but I'm really looking forward to reading that one. Next up, I have Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire, as well as Walking Disaster, which is a companion. I think it's the same story told from somebody else's perspective. Those are new adult books that I've heard really good things about them. I know that Beth June 327 loves this book, so I feel like I'll like it too. Okay, next up I have Perfect Chemistry by Simone Alcaraz. or alkyls. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is part of a series, and I only have the first one, so I'm really hesitant to start it until I own all of the books. Another John Green book, which is Looking for Alaska. I haven't read this one yet either. I've heard good things about it. I've heard it's definitely not as good as The Fault in Our Stars, but I think that book's kind of a lot to live up to, so hopefully I'll read this one soon. It's pretty little. Then I have the Lux by Anna Godfredson, as well as Rumors, which are part of a series together, and I think that there's 2 more in this series, so once again, I probably won't start reading those until I have all of them. And then also by that same author, I have Bright Young Things by Anna Godfredson, and this is also part of a series. Then I have 20 Boys Summer by Sarah Auckler, and then Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohen and David Levithan. I haven't read this one yet. I'm waiting until winter because, as you can see, there's snow all over the cover, so I feel like it'll be appropriate for winter. Then I have the Carrie Diaries by Candace Bushnell, which is the author of Sex and the City, so this is kind of like a prequel. And then I have this beautiful beast, which is The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling, which I also haven't read, and I'm very hesitant to read because it's going to be so different, obviously, than Harry Potter, but also because a lot of people said that they thought it was really boring, and I can't handle boring books. And now for my second shelf, so I will do an overview. Ta-da! So starting at this end, I have all of my Sarah Dessen books all together. First one I have is Lock and Key. Then I have Someone Like You. Then I have That Summer, Dreamland, Keeping the Moon, This Lullaby, Just Listen, and finally The Truth About Forever. So as you can see, I have all of the old covers, which I wish I had the newer covers because they're a lot prettier. So next up, and these are all recently acquired because I got them at Value Village for like $1.99 each. I have 8 of the Pretty Little Liars series. I know that these are not in the right order. I just kind of stuck them in there for now because I didn't feel like looking up which order they come in. Anyways, the first one, of course, is Pretty Little Liars. I at least know that that's the first one. And once again, these are, I don't know if I said, but these are all by Sarah Shepard. Then I have Wicked. And I have Unbelievable, Killer, Wanted, Heartless, Perfect, and finally I have Twisted. So I love the show Pretty Little Liars. I'm not all caught up on the seasons, but I feel like the books will probably be very different anyways, but I do really enjoy the show, so that's why I grabbed them. Plus they're really pretty. I like the way they look. Next up, I have a series by Lauren Conrad, which is the LA Candy series, which I tried to read LA Candy and I just couldn't get through it. But anyway, so I have LA Candy, Sugar and Spice, and Sweet Little Lies. So I love Lauren Conrad, but those books are kind of shitty. Next up, I have a couple of my Zac Efron books, if you will. I have The Paperboy by Pete Dexter, which I know is not contemporary. Put this closer. But it has Zac Efron on it, so I need to keep him close to his other book, which is, of course, The Life and Death of Charlie St. Cloud by Ben Sherwood. I've read this book. I love this book. I love the movie. Love everything about this book. Loved it. Then I have Bunheads by Sophia Flack. And then I have We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, which is part of the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I'm not sure if that's what the series is called, but I only have this one in the series because I found it at Value Village for $2, and I really want to read this series, so I might buy the other one soon. Then look, I have this little tiki candle holder. Yeesh. Then I have The Castaways by Ellen Hildenbrand. And then also from Ellen Hildenbrand, I have Silver Girl. Then I have Suzanne's Diary for Nicholas by James Patterson, which was recommended to me by a viewer. Really excited because I found it, and I feel like she seems to like a lot of the same books as I do, so hopefully I'll like that one as well. Then I have Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. I love John Green, so I bought this book. I probably won't read it, of course, until December because it's a holiday package. It's 3 holiday romances. Then I have 3 Ellen Hopkins books. I have Crank, I have Glass, and I have Identical. Crank and Glass are in the same series. So this is the third shelf on this bookshelf tour on this shelf. Starting at this end, I have random The Secret Heiress by Judith Gould. If you watched my video about books I own that I don't want to read, this is, I think, on that video. Like, I just bought it on a whim, and I Like, I don't even friggin' know what it's about. Then I have all of my Sophie Kinsella books, which are from here over. So I have Confessions of a Shopaholic, which is in this mass paperback edition. I'm definitely going to be replacing that one soon, though, because I like to have them all matchy-matchy. Then I have The Undomestic Goddess, 20s Girl, Shopaholic Takes Manhattan, Shopaholic Ties the Knot, Shopaholic and Baby, Mini Shopaholic, and then finally Shopaholic and Sister. Now I know those aren't in the right order, but I had to put this one on bottom because it's bigger than the rest of them. Okay, and then after those, I have more Sophie Kinsella books. So I've Got Your Number, which I've heard amazing things about. Bookables loves this one, so I probably will too. I have Can You Keep a Secret? And I also have Remember Me. Then I have an Emily Giffin novel, which is Heart of the Matter. And I have some more of her books over here as well, but I'll get to those in a second. Then by Anne Brashers, I have My Name is Memory, which is a beautiful book. Like, look at this book. Ugh, love it. So then next to that, I have The Lonely Hearts Club by Elizabeth Eulberg, which I've read recently, and I actually did really enjoy this. I thought it was super cute. It's pretty much about a girl hating boy club, so it was a fun read for sure. Then I have two Emily Giffin books. I have Something Borrowed, which I read and I thought was really cute. I haven't continued on with the series, though. I just read it, of course, because I wanted to see the movie, and I had to read the book before I went to go see the movie. Then also by Emily Giffin, I have Love the One You're With. Then I have my Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series, so I have the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, the second summer of the Sisterhood, Girls in Pants, Forever in Blue, and finally Sisterhood Everlasting. And then lastly from Anne Brashers, I have The Last Summer of You and Me. Then I have, sticker, One Good Friend Deserves Another by Lisa Verge Higgins. Yeah, I don't know anything about this book, and I don't even know why I bought it, so there's that. Then I have Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. Then I have The Future of Us by Jay Asher and Carolyn Mackler. Then I have The Chosen One by Carolyn Lynch Williams. I really don't know anything about this book, but the cover caught my eye, so that's why I bought it, obviously. And then I have Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, or Gillian Flynn, who is the author of Gone Girl. I also got this book for free, so I was pretty excited because I've heard really good things about her writing, so that was cool. And then I also have Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. So here is the fourth shelf. So here's a quick overview of what it looks like. Goes up like that. Ooh, very cool. So first up, I have this book called 101 Uses for a Golden Retriever. I used to own a Golden Retriever, and she was the best dog, besides Kaya, of course. But anyways, it's just this really cute, like, pictures of golden retrievers and stuff. So first on the shelf, The Next Best Thing by Jennifer Weiner, who knows? I don't know. Then I have The Island by Ellen Hildenbrand, which I've heard amazing things about. I know Jeff's sister really loves this book, so I should probably read it soon. And then I have A Summer Affair, also by Ellen Hildenbrand. Then I have Then Came You by Jennifer Weiner. I hope it's Weiner, because that's way better. Judy Blume, Summer Sisters, which is apparently a bestseller. I have not read it, though. Then I have Semi-Sweet by Roisin Meany. I don't know. That was like on a whim buy as well. And then Weekend in Paris by Robin Sisman. And then I have On the Island by Tracy Jarvis Graves. Then I have the Princess Diaries Bind Up, the Princess Collection by Meg Cabot. I really wanted to read this summer, but I feel like it's not going to happen. Then I got 666 Park Avenue by Gabriella Pierce. I got this because I'm pretty sure that they made a TV show out of it, and I thought that was kind of cool, so. Plus, it's a really pretty cover. Then I have 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson, which I've heard really good things about. I ate half of this one, though. Then I got The End of Everything by Megan Abbott, which I know nothing about, but it was free, so that happened. Next, I have Beastly by Alex Flynn, and then I also have Cloaked by Alex Flynn. And then I have Red Riding Hood by Catherine Hardwicke. This book comes from the movie that they made, I'm pretty sure, with, what's her name? Amanda Seyfried. And then I have He's Just Not That Into You, which is by Greg Berdent and Liz Tusilio. I read this book. It was like super quick and just like kind of, I don't know, it was pretty funny. I love the movie too. And then I also bought Your Cat's Just Not That Into You by Richard Smith, which I haven't read yet, but I'm really looking forward to reading because that's hilarious. Then I have The Mockingbirds by Daisy Whitney. Then I have The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan, which I've heard really good things about as well. And then, welcome to my Nicholas Sparks library. So first over here, I have to put it up on another shelf because it doesn't fit, is A Walk to Remember, movie cover, boo. Then I have Safe Haven, which I read and I really enjoyed. I love that one actually. And I really liked the movie as well. The Rescue, True Believer, Message in a Bottle, The Best of Me, which is one of his newer books. Zac Efron, The Lucky One. Sorry, I have to look at this for a second longer. Dear John, The Rescue, At First Sight, The Guardian, The Notebook, and then kind of a sequel to The Notebook is The Wedding. Bend in the Road. Jeff read this one and he said it almost made him cry. Don't tell him I told you that. Nights in Rodanthe, The Last Song, The Choice, which is one of my favorite Nicholas Sparks books. It's really, really good. The last shelf in this bookshelf tour is this one right here, the fifth and final shelf. Okay, so let's just jump into this one. So the first one I have is Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss, which I got for, not for graduating actually, I got this for when I completed my term as the vice president of athletics for my college, so that was fun. Then I also have Kardashian Confidential. Don't judge me. I love the Kardashians. I also have Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. For anybody who doesn't know, well, you know I film on my MacBook, but what you may not know is that myself and my family are completely obsessed with Mac and everything Apple, so the passing of Steve Jobs was a big deal in my family, so each of me and my two brothers all got this book, which is his biography. Then I have Mouse by Art Spiegelman, which is a graphic novel about the Holocaust told as cats and mice. Then I have Stormy Night, which is random. It's like these little pictures and little sentences. Then I have Tangled by Carolyn Mackler. Then I have The Wireless Room by Shane Rhodes. I actually read this one for a class, my English of Science and Technology class, and yeah, it was kind of interesting. Then I have Spoiled by Heather Cox and Jessica Morgan. Proud of myself for not laughing at that girl's last name. Then I have Four Blondes by Candace Bushnell, who is the author of The Carrie Diaries and Sex and the City. Then I have Dream on Monkey Mountain and Other Plays by Derek Walcott. And another Kardashian book, Dollhouse, and this is by Kourtney Kim and Khloe Kardashian. Then I have a classic, which is Wives and Daughters. I only own this because it was free, so I'll probably never read that. Then I have J'adore New York, which is by Isabelle Laflèche. Then I have I Heart You, You Haunt Me by Lisa Schroeder, which is written in verse and poems. Then I have A Midsummer's Night Dream by William Shakespeare. Then I have On the Bright Side, I Am Now the Girlfriend of a Sex God by Louise Renison, which is, I think, the second book in the Georgia Nicholson series. I have a few others, but I just can't find them. Then I have Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. So as you can see, a lot of these ones now are going to be children's books. Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. And one of my favorite authors as a child, who is Roald Dahl. I have a lot of his books, so I have The BFG, Twits, which is one of my faves. Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, which I think I have 2 copies of. Yes, I do. See, there's the other one. Then I have The Witches, which I also have 2 copies of. Ta-da! Then I have James and the Giant Peach. Of course, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. George's Marvelous Medicine. The Magic Finger. And another one of my favorites, Fantastic Mr. Fox. I have Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, which is, of course, a fantastic, famous, wonderful children's book. And then this honking pile over here is a series of unfortunate events books. So on top of that, I have the Movie Book of Answers, ta-da, which is just like quotes from different movies. It's pretty cool. So I'm not going to take all these out, but I have all 13 of the series of unfortunate events books. So That's the 13th one, and they all kind of look like that. Alright guys, so that is it for my second part of my bookshelf tour. I know that these videos are super long, which is why I'm breaking it up into 4 parts. So thank you so much for watching this part. Next up is going to be a lot shorter. Next I'm going to do like my adult bookshelf. Actually, I might just do one more because I have my adult bookshelf and then my humor bookshelf, and those will go pretty quick. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of my bookshelf tours, and if you like what you see, please subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!
I'm waiting for the